Alright, hello everyone, it's Happy, and today we're going to be talking about the AMX 50B, and this is of course a tier 10 French heavy tank. Now, what makes this tank very special? It's the fact that this tank has a drum, and it is quite unique to the AMX 50B. So we're going to be comparing this tank to two other tanks, and the first one is going to be the T57 Heavy, and of course the FV4005, because I feel like the FV4005 is very similar to the AMX 50B in regards to gameplay, even though it's not necessarily a heavy tank. Firstly, if we're going to be looking at the 50B, it's a very nice looking tank, in my opinion, compared to, for example, some other tanks, especially after it got the HD model. This tank looks very fine. So getting that out of the way, this tank has one of the worst DPMs among the three tanks at tier 10. So that's the T57 Heavy, FV4005, and the AMX 50B. And when comparing all three, the DPM on the 50B is very bad. It's not very bad, but it's quite bad. Now, next, if we're looking at penetration, it's a tiny bit worse than the T57, basically identical, and the alpha is the lowest, with the FV4005 having 410 and the AMX 50B just having 380. However, the benefit of the 50B, or should I say at the same time the drawback, is the fact that this tank has 4 shells compared to the T57 Heavy's 3 shells, and the inter clip is 3 seconds, meaning that it's going to take so long for this tank to actually shoot out all of its shells. Namely, it's going to take the tank 9 seconds in order to pump out all of its shots. This is again a very big weakness, but at the same time, it's quite nice, I guess, if you're dueling a tank, to be able to spam, more or less 1200 in its face in just 9 seconds. But this is not every single scenario. This tank reloads far longer than the T57 Heavy. For example, the reload time on the AMX 50B is 24 seconds, while the T57 Heavy is just 18 seconds. This means that the AMX 50B, with its mobility, which it really does have, 50 kilometers forward, it gets to these forward positions quite quickly, but it doesn't have that, it doesn't have that reload speed in order to start shooting straight away. For example, in many maps, I get to a certain position, and I see an enemy crossing, but I can't shoot simply because I'm still reloading. 24 seconds is so long. It's very long. That makes us move to one of the other benefits of the 50B, and that is definitely its mobility. 50 kilometers forward is definitely very good, with a good horsepower per ton ratio, and of course, pretty bad terrain resistance, to be fair. But apart from that, the speed and the power to weight ratio is perfect. Now, the armor is quite troll, the turret is garbage, the sides can be HE'd, the front of the hull is the only troll part. You will be able to ricochet a few shots with it, but realistically, you shouldn't count on your armor at all. Like, the armor on this tank is just, oh my god, it's completely horrendous, and it's going to let you down a lot. Apart from that, the weapon handling is alright. The dispersion is a little bit better than that of the T57 Heavy, but the aim time, the aim time on this tank is so bad, especially for a drum tank. It's just horrendous. They butchered this tank by giving it 4 shells, because I think this tank played perfectly fine with 3 shells. It was very strong. Now, 4 shells and the decrease in alpha, and of course ruining the weapon handling, just killed this tank for me, and it's definitely not my favorite tank anymore. At some point, I think I have something like 3,000 battles maybe in the 50B, and to be honest, nowadays this tank is just lacking compared to what it used to be. So tell me what you guys think about the AMX 50B in the comment section below, and with that, Happy is out, and I'll definitely see you guys next time. Bye bye.